Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Crystal and today I am going to do a makeup look using the Glazed Impressed You palette. And I haven't used this palette in a while and I know a lot of you guys love and enjoy this palette. I can't wait to play with this palette again, so let's just go ahead and start with the makeup look. I'm actually thinking of playing with the reddish tones right here and add probably like a shimmery gold on my lids. I actually already primed my eyelids with my Catrice concealer. I'm going to start with this orange shade here. It's a very beautiful transition shade if you are going to be working with red colors. And by the way, I'm going to use this mirror from my pastel nude palette because I actually really like the mirror in this. I'm just applying this softly on my crease. This color is actually pigmented, but you still have to build it up to really see the color, and it's always usual when it comes to eyeshadows. For a very affordable palette, you shouldn't expect too much. It does what I want. It's showing up after, you know, like 2 to 3 layers, so that's okay. I applied this first color a bit high up because this is going to be the base. I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. But what I did was basically apply the same color that I applied on my upper lid to my lower lash line. So most of the time when I do my makeup, the colors that I use for my eyes, I also use for my lower lash line. So that's just what I did, and I'm just smoking this out just a bit. And I'm going to apply the darker colors very soon. I don't really have any plan in mind, but I think that this color is going to be nice as my crease color. So this is going to be like my cut crease color. I'm not gonna do like a crazy cut crease, so this is just going to darken up my crease a little bit. So I'm just gonna get some of that. This particular shade, I'm just going to focus that on my crease, and I'm not gonna bring it high up like the first orange shade. I'm just gonna focus that color right here. Not going anywhere. If you want to make sure that you're not applying your eyeshadow too high, what you can do is to look straight into the mirror and just make sure you're happy with the height of the color that you're applying. And sometimes if you look down, your tendency is to apply the color too high. So what I'm doing is I look straight so that I won't change the shape of my eyes too much. I don't know if you can see, but the first orange color is still peeking through at the back of this brownish red shade. That is exactly what makes eyeshadow looks beautiful, is when you start with the lightest color first. So I'm doing the same on this side. What I'm doing is I'm not getting too much product on my brush because I want to start slow and just build the color up, and you know, just slowly building up the color. I don't want to start harsh because if you do that, there's no turning back. It's just really all about blending and control of color. I'm just adding more of the same color on the outer part only of my crease, and I'm starting here and bringing it in here, but not all the way in. So I'm just focusing the color here. So this is just going to give you that like cat eye effect. Same on the other side. Again, tap off the excess. So it should go from dark to light, and you have to blend it nicely and seamlessly. So again, just focusing the color on the outer part of my crease. Don't worry if the edges are a bit harsh, because you can always take a blending brush and blend those harsh edges, which I'm gonna do after this. Okay, so I know it looks kind of crazy right now, but once we put all the colors together, you're gonna see that it's actually going to give a really nice effect. So for the next shade, I'm going to use this maroon shade here, and I'm just gonna do like a halo look. So this look actually turned out like a blown out red makeup look, so I am just going to do a halo look using that red. And for this particular look, I want to really intensify the red, since we already ended up with a really red like autumn shade kind of look. And this shade is actually not super pigmented. It looks really maroon on the palette, but once you apply it on your eyes, it's actually not showing up that dark. So I'm trying to build it up. This is actually my third layer. So I am just applying this on the inner third of my eyes because I'm going to apply a different color for the center of my lids and my outer corners. So I'm just leaving the rest of the lids empty. So now that the maroon color is there, I'm just going to use a smaller brush, a clean smaller brush, to blend out the edges. I'm going to use this one. This is actually more red than this one. This is maroon, and this is a more like lighter maroon, but I think it's going to show up more on my eyes. So yeah, that didn't do much for this look, but it definitely made the red a bit more brighter. So I'm working with two brushes now. Actually, from the start I was just using one brush. I was just cleaning it with paper towel, and actually it really works. You don't always need to use different brushes. Okay, so for the outer third of my eyes, I'm going to use this maroon color that we use for the inner third, and I'm just gonna pack this color there because I really need this to show up. Again, I'm leaving this area empty because we're gonna apply a shimmery shade there. And blending it up, mixing it with the first colors that we applied. It has to blend seamlessly into those colors. It actually doesn't look that bright on camera, but I promise you guys, in real life, my eyes look really red already. I don't know why the camera is not picking up the colors that well, but on camera it looks kind of orange, but in real life it really looks red. You can even fix the shape of your eyes by tapping the brush here and just following the natural shape of your eyes, and then blend it later on with a clean blending brush. And now it's the time to get a clean blending brush and blend those harsh edges, and just make sure that you don't erase too much of the color because you're going to ruin the shape. Just make sure that you're just blending and erasing the harsh edges and not changing the shape that you worked on for so long. So you still have to maintain the shape, and still, just like what I'm doing right now, I'm blending the harsh edges, but I'm still maintaining the shape. And first I blended the light colors, and now I'm blending the dark colors. If I go up and down, I might ruin the whole look because the dark will blend with the light colors, and then it's just all gonna look like one color, and you don't want that. So I first blended the orange, and now I'm blending the dark colors. And as you can see right away, it just looks 10 times better once you blend out the edges and the harshness that you did. I don't know if I was recording, but what I did was just I applied this shade here, and this is just a really dark brown, and I just applied this on my outer V just to deepen up the look. And this is just the perfect shade because it's not too cool toned, so it still goes well for this look. But yeah, so its main purpose is to just deepen up this look and smoke it out a little bit. And I just took a clean brush and I just mixed it with the warm shades. So yeah, and then I'm gonna go back to my blending brush if I can find it. Next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm going to carve out my lids, the center parts, so I can apply a shimmery shade. And I'm just using the Catrice liquid camouflage concealer, and this is actually my favorite concealer at the moment. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to apply it here and I'm gonna look up and you should see where you should stop. So right there, that's where you should start applying the shimmery shades. So just doing the same on this side. So as you can see, by looking up like that, you can see that it's going to leave a mark where you should start applying your shimmery shades. So I'm just applying it here and here. And as always, I'm not just going to apply it like this. I will make this center part like a sunset. You should blend this like in a windshield wiper motion so you can create that sunset effect. It's not even a straight line. I'm trying to make a shape like this for the center of my lids. This is like a light peachy pinky shade, so I think I'm gonna use this for the center of my lids. So originally I was gonna use a gold shade, but I changed my mind. Blend the dark and the light color together. This is very important. I'm thinking of changing the shade on my lids and use this color instead, but I don't think it's gonna show up. I need like a light gold that doesn't look like a champagne on camera. Okay, I think I'm going to add this color on top of that light peachy shade, because on camera it just looks white, which I don't like. Oh yeah, I can see fallouts on my cheeks, so always make sure to tap off. Oh yes, the shade looks way better. I think we are almost done with the eyeshadow. I'm just going to apply more on my lower lash line. So to make everything cohesive, I'm going to apply this shade right here. And again, this is the dark reddish brown shade, and I'm just going to apply this as close to my lash line as possible. I already have the orange shade there that I applied earlier, if you guys remember. So now we are working with the dark shade. Like I said, I am applying this really close to my lash line, but still trying to smoke it out. So I'm just going to blend it with the rest of the colors here. So just connect the colors here on your outer corner. And you can even blend it with your finger if it's way too harsh. Okay, so now I'm going back to this dark red shade, and I'm just adding a touch of red to this whole makeup look, because I feel like I've lost the red shades with all the blending that I did. So I'm just applying a tad bit right here, and then also on the lower lash line. And then again, take a clean blending brush and blend those edges. I'm just gonna use this matte, very light yellow shade, and I was gonna use a shimmery champagne color, but it doesn't have any. So I'm just gonna use a matte color for my brow bone. Okay, that looks nice. For my inner corner, I'm going to use this shade here, the baby pink shimmery shade, and this will go on my inner corner. Okay guys, so I'm finally back with the finished look. I just applied my false lashes and my liner. I just applied a very thin line. I didn't apply a thick line because you won't be able to see the shimmer anymore if I apply the thick eyeliner. So I just did that, applied my false lashes, and for my face, I used my Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contouring Palette in Dulce de Leche, and I used this to contour my face and to highlight my nose, my chin, and the rest of my face. And then for my highlights, I used the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Illuminating Palette in Catwalk Pink. So this is a highlighter from Wet n Wild. I love this highlighter. You get 4 shades. And then for my blush, I've been loving the Shawel Sweetheart blusher, and this is the shade 3. And I haven't reviewed this yet, but this is just a peachy, like brownish nude shade. I love this shade so much. So this is the shade that I usually go for when it comes to blush. For my lips, I used my Essence lip liner in the shade Satin Mauve, and this is actually one of my favorite lip liners of all time. It's actually a really nice nude shade. Hopefully you can see it. So yeah, that is the shade. And then I also used this Miss Rose lipstick in the shade Loved here, and I kind of did an ombre lip, and I just applied this shade only on the center of my lips. So I just kind of did that. So at first I applied this lip liner all over my lips, and then I applied this shade like this, like on the inner part of my lips, and then I dabbed my lips together. Again, this is a finished makeup look. I really love how it turned out. I didn't expect myself doing a wearable look today because I was thinking of doing a very dramatic, crazy makeup look, but looking at the colors in this palette, I just decided to use the red shades because I haven't really worked on this area yet from this palette. I actually already used the blue, the green, and the purple, so I think this deserves some attention today. I really love this look. I think it's really wearable, but this is definitely a bit heavier than an everyday makeup look, but you can definitely wear this for special occasions like a wedding or like a party or something like that. This is definitely an evening look. This is actually too much for daytime, and actually this kind of makeup look looks really good in photos, especially if you are using flash photography, just because of the halo effect, and that just brings your eyes closer. So you have like darkness here on your inner corner and the outer corner, so that just gives balance whenever you take pictures with flash. By the way, for my foundation, I used this foundation from Everbilena. I forgot what the foundation is called, but I just put it right here. I'm just currently testing out that foundation. I haven't done a review yet about that foundation, but I definitely will if you guys want that. But yeah, so that is it for my video today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and please turn on the notifications, and I hope to see you guys again next time.